Hey everybody, clearing. All right, so we're going to get into a divine masculine check-in and see what is the middle ground for all the usual things. What are the masculines consciously aware of? I'm going to do a spectrum. So we're going to get what the baseline is, or the consensus between their heightened assessment of things going on in the connection and the shadow aspect. So when I do the kind of baseline consensus, I'm also going to put what kind of an emotional assessment they're having about that, because we know they're thinking about their divine feminine all the time, and we got to see how that's going emotionally. So thank you, Divine Creator, for using me as a channel of only the highest, most beneficial information coming through. What can we see for the divine masculines that are part of this collective, and for the divine feminines to see about the divine masculines, the struggles the masculines are having, the epiphanies the masculines are having, and kind of where they are at in general based on that spectrum that they are aware of. Okay, conscious mind about the connections. They're trying to keep an open mind. They have been doing a lot of work, and now they're starting to see it's not their way or the highway. Something has changed their opinion of reality, life, love, feminines. What is the emotion? Humor. I choose to focus on the lighter side of life. Okay, it's laughable, I heard. So whatever has helped them open their eyes, their mind, it's almost laughable that they didn't see it before, but it also made them, I just saw someone spitting their drink, you know, when you do that and you can't even help it. I saw somebody doing that. That's a sign for someone. But yeah, the way that you make them look at life, feminines, it turns previous notions on their head. And humor, laughter, is when new neural pathways are connected in the brain. So you've done that here. This connection has done that for the masculines. What are the epiphanies they're having about this? That there is no separation. That their abandonment wounds don't have to run the show. That they're safe here. What is the shadow side? King of Wands. Prince of the Chariot of Fire. I'm getting temper, anger, frustration. This can be tyrannical energy. So, you know, temper tantrums. They've basically been put in a corner in the far reaches of the universe. They've been in exile. They've been frustrated. This connection or the circumstances, something about this has cornered them. And in one sense, they think it's absurd to be so caught up in drama, in the emotion. That doesn't mean with you, Divine Feminine, but in their own minds, in their own conundrums, caught between a rock and a hard place, you know, like having a temper tantrum because they're interpreting things incorrectly, and feeling hopeless, helpless because they're interpreting things incorrectly, and then suddenly saying, oh, maybe it's the way I'm interpreting it that needs to change, and then having a moment of laughing their bleeps off. Wow, yeah, so masculines, that's interesting. What are they thinking about their feminine? They're surrendering to the sweetness. They really are that sweet, I just heard. The emotion, change. I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. I just heard they're conceding. The divine masculines are seeing things. They're not quite rolling with it and in total joy, but there are changes. There's surrender. There's a softening here. What is the epiphany connected with the softening? Oh, the star. I just heard they feel like you can do no wrong. You really are that perfect. You are that one. You are their shining hope, that shining example. Feminines, that time and time again really shows them that they can renew their hope in love. What is the shadow side of this? The Four of Swords, Lord of Defeat, that their wounded pride loses. That you are important enough and you're also pure enough that they can admit defeat in certain ways. Their ego, those temper tantrums, the abandonment wounds, their pain. They're willing to put that down for you, feminines. You're showing them how. What can we see for the heart space these masculines are in? Unconditional love and empathy. I'm open to seeing both sides of the situation. So something over this eclipse season has really shown the masculines that there are two sides, and it's not just their way or the highway. Something has opened their minds recently. What is the epiphany? Oh, that the Queen of Wands. So this King of Wands is the temper tantrum card. If we're depicting them that way, the feminine didn't use anger, didn't have retaliation, didn't spit fire in exchange. And so the masculines are seeing that the way that you have shown yourself, the way that you have expressed yourself without spitting fire, venom in exchange, it got through. They saw it. And that can be energetically, whatever level you've engaged with over this past while, the masculines are seeing a better way because you've shown it to them. What is the shadow? Three of Wands, Lord of established strength in the inverse. The shadow is again putting down that ego and admitting defeat in the sense that they haven't figured it out, that their way was too hard-edged. Their heart was hardened. They were cold. They were coming at things because they were afraid. The shadow is they have to put down their weapons, put down their ego. You schooled them, feminines. What can we see for the heart space for divine feminine? They're curious. Denial. I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness. So masculines had been in fear, afraid to ask something of the feminines. The masculines were afraid that they would find an answer they didn't want to hear, feminines. And so something was building. A volcano was building with the masculines. They were in denial of something because they didn't want to think the unthinkable. And now they've seen you've proven them wrong somehow. You've proven they didn't have anything to fear. What is the epiphany? That they were being foolish to think ill of you. Oh. And that to think that they couldn't ask directly, or to fear that the answer they would receive was unsavory. What is the shadow of this? Lord of harmonious change, that they're going to have to put in the work, that they actually have to put in effort, that it's not just going to, doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. They're actually going to have to build what they want to manifest. It's not brute force, and it's not getting served on a silver platter. It's somewhere in between. That's the shadow, as the masculines are realizing that it takes two, but it can be unified. But it takes their alignment of head and heart. It takes their alignment. What is the manifestation the masculines are wanting? Abundance. They want to exceed all of their previous expectations. I am a limitless being, and I can manifest whatever I desire in this physical reality. That means even success beyond their wildest dreams. What is the epiphany with this? They feel it's divinely guided. Higher wisdom, they're getting these downloads, they're getting these cues from the spirit realms, they are getting mission statements and instructions and ideas. What is the shadow? Lord of swiftness, that they want it now. Okay, cool message. So when you get a download, divine masculines and feminines, whoever's watching this, when you get a download, it's multidimensional. It has potential embedded. It's like a zip file, because when you get a multi-dimensional piece of mail from the divine, it will kind of roll out over time, and it's probably really high energy, high frequency. So when you get that idea, it feels urgent, it feels huge, it feels like you could go into mania. But if you can just download it over time, just say yes, and then let it start downloading and let it roll out when it's applicable. Don't go all crazy with it. But yeah, masculines, you are starting to see the key for your abundance for the future that was far beyond what you thought you could access before. So stay grounded. What are the masculines' actions at this time? Oh, the twin flames, this victory here. Staying grounded. I love it when this card's in the inverse, because the red for the root chakra is grounding this. And relationships, I am attracted to those people who serve my higher good. No more choosing karmic things. This is a twin flame card, and letting it have victory in these connections because they are for the higher good. So masculine's action is really telling themselves and allowing, making way for connections that serve their higher good. What is the epiphany here? Equal give and take in this relationship. That it is the two, that there is alignment here, that the universe has been bringing you two together. And Six of Wands, Lord of Victory. So we got victory twice, we got equal give and take, and relationship for higher good. So yeah, masculines are at a place where they really do see the value in these partnerships. What is the biggest challenge for the masculines? The union and patience. I accept that everything happens in divine order. So there's a bit of an urgency coming in because the masculines are realizing their abundance. This partnership, all of it is feeling really, really big and exciting to the masculines right now. And so patience, they are realizing it happens in divine order. So there's a little bit of that pressure build with the volcanic action, the towers, the eclipse stuff, and these big feelings coming to highlight over the eclipses, and that energetic, like impatience, tyrannical energy we saw. So yeah, masculines, just realize you're not going to miss out on the love. Breathe through it and just allow it. What is the epiphany here? Queen of Pentacles, that you're not their person yet, feminine. So yeah, this is my wifey card, my life partner card, living together. This is nurture. So the epiphany is they want to make you their partner. What is the shadow aspect of this? Lord of Love, Two of Cups. Yeah, so impatience is just the big deal here because they now want union and they see the love is here, but you're not that in their life yet. If only I had known differently sooner, I just heard. So that's the challenge right now. A lot of these masculines are now sure, and now they feel like they didn't get it right soon enough in some way. The pressure's getting to them a little bit. It's kind of ironic, though, that something that is so good for them and so available to them would make them feel so insatiable. But that's what I'm seeing. What is the solution to this? Oh, there's the Tower and indecision. I use my intuition in all aspects of life. So they realize their indecision has created their own karma, their own pressure cooker here. What is the epiphany about this? That it's higher love, it was in divine timing, that it was orchestrated, that they couldn't have forced it to happen if they tried, and maybe they have tried, but it just doesn't seem to be going the way that they thought it would if they were doing it the way they always thought it was to be done. And so there's this epiphany that there's a bigger plan, a bigger picture rolling out. What is the shadow side of this? The Empress in the reverse, that they fear they've lost you. Divine Feminine. Because of their indecision. So they're hoping that they can pull a miracle out of the hat and redeem this, salvage this connection, prove themselves, redeem themselves. But a lot of these masculines right now need to feel that they have lost their feminine because of their indecision. They needed a wake-up call. The eclipse energy does that. The reality of things, the earth gets in between the sun and moon. So with the solar eclipse on April 8th, the moon is going to be big or little spoon to the sun again. So it does feel like it's going to be coming back around and things aligning. But what is the direction in the near future? There's the eclipse right there, and squeaking through this indecision or blockage or near miss and love. I commit to the practice of seeing good in all things. So this is radical acceptance, radical forgiveness, and allowing the cosmic clock to have its way with us and calibrate us and make the absence makes the heart grow fonder. What is the epiphany here? No more confusion, seeing through all of the different options to the love that's here. What is the shadow? Ten of Swords, Lord of Ruin, that the masculines have felt. Look at that symmetry. Ten of Swords to begin and end the reading. The masculines have felt all was lost recently, and they're going to be coming back from the brink here. Okay, let's have a look at what we can see for the feminines hearing this reading. Intimacy, practice unconditional love, balance inner feminine and masculine, nurture your relationships. So if you've just gone through something with your masculine, I think that you have nurtured your relationships here, feminines, because that Queen of Wands did not retaliate an eye for an eye with the King of Wands in a fiery freak out, maybe. Let yourself be truly seen. We are all mirrors. So yeah, show your heart regardless, feminines. And what can we see for the masculines? Hope. Yeah, that star of hope. Allow grieving. Grieve your old ways, masculines. Grieve the things that have happened when you've acted out of fear and shame and guilt and blame and victim. New beginnings are imminent. Yes, it's never too late to heal, and life will always prevail. Aliveness, growth. Everything wants to grow, whether it knows it or not. Foster that growth. It's never too late. You have not lost out on love. If you're watching this, masculines, I'm pretty sure your feminine loves you. Bye for now.